Hey, what's up everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to the conversation. So today, I got an interesting topic for you guys. And the question is, will Kawhi Leonard make a fool out of Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright? And that's what I want to get into this video. I think you guys are going to find this video really entertaining. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. But before I get into the content, I want to make sure you guys subscribe to our new podcast. It's called the Dreamerspro Podcast. We're going to link it in the description below. Now in this podcast, I'm going to be covering exclusive content that I won't be covering on the YouTube channel. I'm going to be getting into different topics that I don't really have the time to make videos for. So I think you guys are going to really enjoy listening to the podcast, and give us your feedback on what you think, how you think we can improve it. Just leave it in the comment section on some of these videos, and we're definitely going to read it and get back to you, because we appreciate a lot of the feedback that you give us to continue to churn out great content for you guys. So today the question is, will Kawhi Leonard make a fool out of Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright? Now, all of you guys who watch these videos, you know who Nick Wright is, you know who Shannon Sharpe is. Shannon Sharpe was a professional football player. He's currently 51 years old. He's currently one of the co-hosts on Undisputed with Skip Bayless. He's been in the Pro Football, he's been in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, 3-time Super Bowl champion, 8-time Pro Bowler, been on four All-First, All-Pro teams, and he's been on the 1990s All-Decade team, and he's one of the most entertaining people on television to watch, as far as a TV personality and a sports commentator. He's hilarious to watch with some of his props and his antics that he does, and I think that's what makes the show so great, Undisputed, because he's a complete opposite of Skip Bayless, which provides a great contrast and a nice counterbalance, because these guys most of the times have opposing views. Nick Wright is also a sports personality. He's part of, I believe it is Fox Sports. He's a pretty young dude. He's only 35 years old, and he's also known to have some pretty hot takes. We all know Nick Wright and Shannon Sharpe. They're the two biggest LeBron James fans in the history of the world, probably. I said that Nick Wright and Shannon Sharpe are bigger LeBron James fans than probably LeBron James himself. I don't know between the two of them who's worse, to be quite honest with you. I can't easily say, okay, it's Nick Wright or it's Shannon Sharpe, because the love that they have for LeBron is just on some other level stuff. Now, Nick Wright is a little bit more confrontational with his support for LeBron. Like he'll be up there with a straight face, he'll argue with you, and he's not playing. Like, he'll come at you on a TV show. Where Shannon Sharpe does is with a little bit more humor. Shannon Sharpe is a little bit more unrealistic. LeBron can go out and, I've heard Shannon Sharpe say the GOAT conversation has ended about 3 years ago after LeBron James lost some championship. And still, if the Lakers win 10 games in a row, he's going to bring out his GOAT mask and say LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. So I believe part of that is Shannon Sharpe just, doing that for entertainment. But I also believe he really believes that LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time, which is fine. He has the right to that opinion, to be quite honest with you. Now, what seems to be the case is that if you're a LeBron supporter, most likely you're going to view Kawhi Leonard as a major serious threat for a number of reasons. First reason is LeBron has played Kawhi Leonard in the finals twice. LeBron won once, Kawhi Leonard won once as well. He's been a finals MVP. LeBron James has been a finals MVP. In their head-to-head matchups, I think Kawhi has won 8. And to LeBron James' 4. They're pretty much even when it comes to stats, although LeBron James ends up averaging more assists, about 7.6 assists on average, and Kawhi Leonard averages more rebounds on average in all the times that they've matched up with each other. That's the first part of it. The second part of it is that Kawhi kind of bamboozled LeBron over the offseason, because you guys know during the Kawhi Leonard sweepstakes this offseason, where was Kawhi Leonard going to land? Where was he going to land? Depending on when you guys are watching this video, you may or may not know what I'm talking about. But a lot of people towards the end of the free agency period, a lot of people were saying that it was going to be a lock for the Lakers, that the Lakers are going to get him, the Lakers are going to get him, the Lakers are going to get him. And at the 23rd hour, at the final hour, the news dropped that Kawhi Leonard was going to go to the LA Clippers, and to even exacerbate issues for the Lakers, he ended up taking Paul George from the Oklahoma City Thunder, who was under a multi-year contract. I don't know how he was able to do that, but I guess he went to the Clippers brass and said, hey, listen, you want me to come play with your team? Get me Paul George. And that's exactly what he did. He was able to get him from them, and they brought him into the fold. And before you know it, Now it's battle of LA Clippers versus Lakers, and that seems to be the overall narrative this season. Now, the reason why he views them as a threat is because Kawhi Leonard has the ability to win championships. Currently, as we're doing this video, the Clippers are the number 2 seed in the Western Conference behind the Lakers. Now, the Lakers they had a 49-14 record to the Clippers 44-20 record. So the Clippers are right behind them. And at a certain point, they were the 4th seed in the Western Conference. If we look at team stats, these are some important key stats. The Bucks obviously lead the league in scoring, but the Clippers are there at number 4, and the Clippers are one of the top rebounding teams, and the Lakers are probably one of the best defensive teams because that's why they lead the league in blocks with 7 blocks a game because of all of their size and their length. Now, they played each other a total of 3 times. The Clippers won the first 2, the Lakers won the last one. So there's a lot of chirping going on, and I think after the Lakers won that last game, Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright became even more emboldened to say, hey, listen, LeBron is the guy, LeBron is the guy, LeBron is the guy. Now, my final point is, if Kawhi Leonard plays well in the finals this year, I certainly believe that he's going to end up making a fool out of these dudes. And it's quite simple why. Because Nick Wright and Shannon Sharpe have consistently picked against Kawhi Leonard, and they've been wrong most of the time. The first 2 games that the Clippers won, they picked against the Clippers, and they still won those games. And I think in the playoffs, if Nick Wright is still on this thing of Kawhi Leonard is not that dude, Shannon Sharpe is like LeBron's not that dude, if he wins the championship, I'm going to be really, really, really interested to see how these guys come on TV the next day and just really address the media and see what they're going to say. I know Shannon Sharpe is not going to show any contrition, and I know for sure Nick Wright is not going to show any contrition because that's what their personalities are.
Now, another point worth noting is that if Kawhi Leonard not only wins this championship, but continues to win championships, we know that these guys are going to be in some deep, in some big trouble, and I'll tell you why. We all know this, that the way the sports world works, it's sort of like, what have you done for me lately? It's always a new hot thing. Like, for example, if you look at Zion Williamson and LeBron, at one point, LeBron was the it kid. He was the new kid on the block. He was the one taking over the NBA. And now Zion Williamson seems to be the person that, the whole league is looking forward to. What is this guy going to do when he dunks and all of these different things? If Kawhi continues to win, what's going to happen? Because LeBron at a certain point is going to retire. He may retire in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years. But whatever happens, when he does decide to retire and Kawhi Leonard is still playing, people are going to start focusing on who they're seeing win most recently. Is the same thing that happened with Kobe. When Kobe retired and people got to see LeBron keep playing and doing well, they kind of forgot about Kobe's greatness, and that's what's probably going to happen. And I think Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright seem to understand this because Kawhi Leonard not only has a really good chance of tying LeBron in championships, but he also has a good chance in, having more championships overall in his career and doing some pretty interesting things. Now, the interesting thing is Kawhi can actually win more championships than LeBron in a shorter period of time. LeBron has played for 17 years and he's won 3 championships. Well, he's playing currently in his 17th season and he's won 3 championships. Whereas to Kawhi has only been playing in the league for 8 years. So he has way more time to get more cracks at it. And if he continues to win maybe 4, 5 championships in the future, no one is really going to be saying that LeBron was better than Kawhi. Not that because that's not true, but people are going to have a recency bias. Perfect example of that was when Stephen Curry was winning the regular season MVPs, and at a certain point, people were saying this is the best player in the world, and LeBron took that a certain kind of way. It was like, listen, there's a certain thing as being the most valuable player, and there's another thing as being the best player in the world. And LeBron, took that as a personal shot. And when they had a chance to go up against each other in the NBA Finals, you saw LeBron go at Stephen Curry. At the end, people said, oh, okay, man, we made a mistake. Actually, truly, LeBron James is still the best player in the world. But if he's retired and Kawhi Leonard is still winning NBA championships, how are we going to be able to say that? Who's going to be there to make that argument for LeBron except probably Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright. So I think the fear that they have for Kawhi is on multiple different levels, because they know that this dude is a winner. He has winners intangibles, and he has a very good chance of passing LeBron, or at least tying him and passing him in NBA championships. And I think that that's something that scares them to death. And if you watch Shannon Sharpe on Undisputed, a lot of the times he's up there and he's just looking like, what the hell is happening? If you see him, he's like, come on, Skip. Whenever people start comparing Kawhi to LeBron, you always see he has this sort of look on his face like, are you kidding me? Is this really happening? Yes, Shannon Sharpe, is really happening. People are actually beginning to do that, and I know it scares the hell out of you. And Nick Wright, it just probably pisses him off because he always seems pissed off anyway.
What I want to know from you guys is, do you think that Nick Wright and Shannon Sharpe are going to be made to look like fools at the end of the playoffs, or do you think that Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright are going to have the last laugh? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And also, don't forget to follow us on our new podcast. It's called the Dreamerspro Podcast, in the link below. Make sure you guys follow us on Spotify. Once again, this is Charles from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Peace.